No, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, let's try my Hindi. आपका स्वागत है और सबको मेरा नमस्कार. It is with great honor and I'm really very pleased to be here today on of the exhibition Portugal, India, iconic architecture and cities, which I think is the name, a showcase of architectural masterpieces and the celebration, and this is most important, a celebration of a long spiritual dialogue between our two countries. In the globalized world, architecture holds, in my opinion, a unique role. It fosters transcultural dialogues, mainly, connecting people, connecting cities, and even connecting the world. It is within this quiet yet force of architecture that this exhibition was rooted as a living bridge Portugal and India. As I mentioned before, it was more private, not with so many people. This year marks, 2025 marks a particularly meaningful milestone because we are celebrating 50th anniversary of 50 years since the restoration of diplomatic ties, diplomatic relations between India and Portugal. It is a story of nearly 5 centuries of encounters with a lot of ups and downs, as you all know, but definitely these encounters also changes and mutual, undoubtedly. A rich and enduring relationship which is reflected also through architecture, other aspects also, gastronomy, decoration. We have so many common heritage. We can feel it even in Portugal. It's not only one way, it's 2 ways, this influence, because we feel in Portugal a lot of Indian influence as well. Not only Portuguese influence in Goa, no, it's both ways. And that's very good. And we have to cherish this, and especially to try to project this for the future in our relations. So this exhibition definitely invites us to retrace the shared path, because we have a shared path historically. It brings together, as I already mentioned, it brings together iconic works of Portuguese and Indian architecture, and I have some of them here with me, which is a privilege to have you all here in this event. Thank you so much for being with us. We can see in this exhibition classical and contemporary moments, and from sacred, let's say, sacred buildings to everyday spaces, from monumental to the intimate spaces, and this is architecture, all of this. So here we also see historical examples, not only but also from Goa, Daman and Diu, alongside contemporary architectural expressions from Portugal and India. This convergence leads us to some profound questions. What is the legacy of Portuguese architecture in India? What is the legacy of Indian architecture, the influence in Portugal? These very good questions, and some of them are already answered. So, also, how do buildings, Palimbo Center in Lisbon, designed by Charles, a man whose worldview was deeply shaped by his Indian roots, by his Indian DNA. So how this Chapalimbo Center, ex libris building in the contemporary art in Portugal, how this building, for instance, helped to transform not only the earth of a city like Lisbon, but also its identity and even that of our nation. I'm not exaggerating. So I'm going to conclude. Definitely I'm not going to be very boring, I hope, but I would like to express my utmost gratitude to our Indian architects again involved in this prestigious event, I would like also to express my gratitude to Indian Habitat Center, to Dr. Al Kapande, Director Historian, also to chiefs of the Ministry of External, I know they are here as well. So thank you, ma'am, to put at our disposal this beautiful and a warm welcome as well to you. Our dear curator, architect Rajendra Kumar. He deserves more than 100 applause. Who knows, as no one else, how to build bridges between India and Portugal. To Jimmy Mistry, to Raj Rewal and his wife, to Vistaps Bhagawaga, to Vandana Saxena, to Gaurav Gupta, to other Indian architects who have contributed. Agradeço muito ao Sr. Arquiteto André, que está somewhere. André, thank you. So, once again, thank you very much. आप सबको दिवाली की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं.
Half years of my life in Lisbon, walking all these streets. I still remember with pleasure Chiado walking through the river and to do the project which I had won in an architectural competition. I thought there'd be a little heartburn by Portuguese architects like Alvareza, who had also competed. But when I met the mayor of Lisbon,
yes, he was then president. Yes.
and who became the president later on, he said, they told me, his secretary, that you would have 15 minutes of talk with him, but he would not leave me after even 1 hour. And he said he was the jury of the competition and liked the project very much, which I had done. And if I had any problem, I could come to him. And later on, when he became the president of Portugal, invited me, and he said, whenever your wife is there, we would like to invite you to one of my castles, Chutawai. And he said, I have 11 castles inherited from the king. So I had the to see some of the finest buildings of Portugal. We have a lot of affinities with them, and it would take me half an hour to talk about it, but that's another time. But all I would like to say is I had some of the most cherished memories of building there with a Portuguese partner. And I had lunch with younger Portuguese every lunchtime, and all we would talk not architecture but football. So I learned all about the football team, Ronaldo, and who made which mistake on this side or that side. And I love the Portuguese food with nice fish. And I went often to Sintra, where I got this ceramic tiles done. And some of them were designed by my son, who is an artist. And so if any of you go to Lisbon, both Charles Correa and myself, I think we have paid back Portugal for what we have built in India. I think it's one of the major projects we have done there. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Man, thank you so much for hosting us, and I know how much